All right, we're gonna work on this basement, our bonus room in the basement. I'm gonna take this wall, move it back 4 feet. I'm gonna add a wall here. Gonna do some framing there to get a wall. We'll turn that corner with a wall, insulate it, run some power, do some painting, do the floor. It's gonna be a complete, not necessarily a remodel, but addition. All right, walls are framed. So we got the first wall moved back over here. Got our door framed up. Got this area built up. Had to move it out a little bit because there's a ductwork that come down and goes straight up right there. So we had to do that. Got a wall in the back, wall on the side, wall over here. This guy tore up my hammer nailer. Hammer nailer.
What's that called?
Cut out some drywall here so we could get a receptacle in. And a licensed electrician came in and wired these all up. Right, Connor? All the way around. So tomorrow that wire will have to be landed on a breaker here, and we're gonna get some drywall, start hanging it. And our drywall Danny is coming in tomorrow to
Drywall Danny.
finish it up. Okay, drywall is all finished in this room. Makes a big difference. So if you weren't paying attention, this is new. Obviously everything with finished drywall is new. That's new. We got our ceiling finished up all the way around. Then you're gonna hang a punching bag in this room. And you can see that little cutout we spoke about earlier. I think that looks fine. So we're gonna get started painting today. We'll have to prime all this new stuff, including the ceiling where we added on. So I got a gallon of primer, and then I've got a gallon of flat ceiling paint because we're gonna paint the whole ceiling. And then I got 2 gallons of the, I think it's called a requisite gray. So while that first coat's drying, I'm thinking we'll get this drywall cleaned up, get the insulation back on the wall. We can wire these receptacles up, and we got a couple lights upstairs that need to be done. That'll give that time for a good, that first coat to dry good, and then we put a second coat. The benefit of not having this floor is obvious. We don't have to worry about covering the floor. And this, we're gonna put a door here, and we're gonna trim this out. But now that we're gonna paint before we do all that, we don't have to cut in around that door. We don't have to cut in around that door, and we don't have to cut in around the floor. So this should go very quickly. All your small material. Not like, hey, got 99 views, and then there's like 200. Well, it was like 170, and the impressions back there kept clicking on it to see.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was adding a viewer or not, but I was like, well, 10 of them's impressive. I know, man. We're having this paint quick. Let's get on through.
Well, 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 look what the cat dragged in.
Paint the ceiling, and then
They're the same picture.
this is how lazy people paint. All right, we got 2 coats on these walls. It's not completely dry, but it's very close. Made really good time today. It's 2:45, and we primed the walls once, coated them twice, painted the ceiling, primed it once, coated it once. We're gonna hit it again because we saw a few spots need to be touched up. Connor put that light in, replaced 2 lights upstairs. Made really good time today. So tomorrow we'll be putting laminate flooring in. And we really don't have anything else we're gonna do today. Okay, the walls and ceiling are all painted. Time to lay some LVL. We got a moisture barrier put down since we're doing this on concrete. This is it is LVL because it's made out of vinyl. This is what we're using. It's got a padding already on it. That's good. Got our guillotine cutter, rubber hammer, This is good once you get up against walls. Tightening the joints up. We'll be using that one mostly. Hammer, tape measure. We got our first run already laid in. And we've got some little boards in here for spacers. Not sure how much LVL expands and contracts, but we've got that little piece in there. Plus there's some room under there. But I've done this a few times before, and I like to put these right at that joint all the way down. So we're gonna get 2 or 3 rows put in, and then we'll measure here to here, here to here a couple times, make sure we're running square as we go. You know, these things all lock together, so you can't adjust them much, but you can adjust a little bit on and off the walls, because the trim is gonna cover all that edge up. And again, we don't have this door trim installed yet, so we don't have to worry about undercutting that. This door isn't in at all, so we don't have to worry about undercutting under that. So that should make for an easy install. Connor's outside now, notching one board out to go in here. But other than that, as far as our cuts, we're going to have to cut a board here with the saw, here with the saw, and here with the saw. But all of these ends, we can just cut with this guillotine cutter.
Guillotine. Guillotine.
And you don't have to go in and out, or you don't have to have a mess inside the house. So we're gonna try to get set up and move on out. Connor, have a bite. Come on, man. It's good for you.
This is so humiliating!
All right, Connor's moving right along. Almost done. I left to go get some things. Came back and he's about finished. We've got our trim over there painted. So when we put that on, all we have to do is touch it up. We got a door right outside the main door. It's gonna go there. That'll be ready to be installed as soon as these floors are finished. Then we can trim out this door, and then we can put that trim with those baseboards in. But we're making good time. All right, putting the door in.
Make you feel good about yourself talking like that?
Yes. Connor's never seen Weird Science. He's never seen Back to the Future, any of the Back to the Future movies. He's never seen Cool Hand Luke. What else, Connor? I'm sure he's seen Star Wars, Lord of the Rings.
Avengers movies?
The what?
The Avengers movies?
I've seen some of them. They kind of suck.
Unsubscribe.
Oh, watch your finger. Darn it. All right, so anyway, Connor's putting this door in. It's a split jamb door, which means that this part on the other side comes apart. You install the door. Excuse me, sir. Getting it installed in here. He's got it shimmed up. We took a screw out of what came in the door, put a 3-inch screw back in its place. He's going to do that all the way down. He's making sure it's plumb this way and making sure the door's pulled all the way up against the other side of the wall as we're going. Then he's going to get the top nice and level, and then he'll get the bottom or the right side all plumbed up. You got to make sure not to shoot a nail or anything, a screw through this, because that split jamb is going to slide right back in here. So better to get them over here somewhere. So we'll get that done. Connor's going to get that done. And then we'll have to paint that door a couple times, put a doorknob on it, and that part's done. I'm going to move over here, trim out this door real quick. And our baseboards are already painted, like I said earlier. We've got 2 coats on that. They should be dry enough. We can start running those around this room. So we're almost done here, just kind of tying up loose ends. All right, a couple things on this trim I thought were worth pointing out. I've got all this baseboard in. We thought we might be able to get away with not putting any shoe molding. I don't know if you can see this in the cabinet. Like right here, it's a little bit of a gap, and as you go around the room, you can see it here and there. So we'll put some shoe molding down since it'll flex a little better and cover over that. But as far as nailing this stuff in, you can see here where I got a nail. I put some putty on these. I usually use this stuff to fill my holes, but these lower holes, if you put those in low enough, the shoe mold will cover that. There's no point in filling those with that pink stuff, so that saves you a step. And also, I use a stud finder, and I just go around the room with the stud finder, putting in my nails, so that I don't have to pull a tape measure and hope that the studs are exactly 16 on center or anything like that. Now, if the walls were framed traditionally, or like they should be, there should be a stud in each corner, so you don't have to worry about finding out with the stud finder. And you know there's going to be one probably on the receptacles, especially since we put, or I know the guy, hint hint wink wink, to put these receptacles in. They're on studs, and they're always on the left side of the stud. So anyway, that'll save you some time and aggravation too. Instead of having to hunt studs, you just go around your stud finder, pop those in. And I don't know if you can see this little gap here. You see that gap, and you can see gap every now and then. I know on down there, the caulk will take care of that, and that. You know, I could have cut that a little tighter, but I'll fix that up with some caulk, and then it'll look like this one. This one's been caulked. Some of this stuff might be obvious, but for some people it might not be. And one last thing, we painted this trim before we installed it. Makes it much easier. You don't have to worry about getting paint on the walls. You don't have to worry about caulk drying. And you don't have to, worry about getting paint on the floor. So all I have to do now is go back, and you can't probably see this, but where I put a nail in and filled it, I'll just touch that up. I'll touch up in the corners where I'm gonna have a little, maybe some caulk in there. Just things like that save time when you're putting trim in. If you're in a position to paint it and let it wait while you do something else, it's good to do that. All right, we are all done. Finally, or not finally, but we got the trim put in with the shoe molding painted, caulked, all of that. Went ahead and got their heavy bag put up for them. But it turned out very, very nice. It's hard to get it all in the view. Trim that door out, put that door in and painted it. It's a whole new, brand new room. We'll step inside of here so I can get a little bit better view. We are all